Hey, what's going on? So here again with another will, and this is Joseph Cable of the county of Henderson in the state of Kentucky. So he married Anne E. Bolling, who was a daughter of Archibald Bolling and one of his four wives. So here's his will, and then I'm going to show you after this the will of Anne E. Bolling. He says, I would give him bequeath to my devise to my beloved wife, Anne E. Cable. And he says here, I further give and bequeath and devise to my said wife, Anne E. Cable, for and during the term of her natural life, the following slaves, Judy, Jack, Molly, Maria, Joe, Elias, Jane, and Martha. To my daughter, Jane, I think that's R. Allen. So there's one of his daughters who married an Allen. He then goes into his sons. I devise to my sons John B., Robert B., George W., and Richard R. Cable. He also says, I devise to my son Benjamin W., I think that's S. Cable, of the state of Virginia. And it also mentions his son, so said W.H.S. Cable, and it says, for separate use and benefit of Sarah E. Cable, wife of the said Benjamin W.S. Cable. So it mentions his wife as well. He also shows another daughter, to my daughter, Sophinisba E. Grayson. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. And he also mentions another son, I give and bequeath to my son Edward B. Cable. And then he mentions, I give and bequeath to my grandson Joseph Cable Meredith. My son and my daughters Mary Ann H. Cable, Jane R. Allen, and Elizabeth R. Pollitt. So here's the will of Anne E. Bolling, who married both Joseph Cable and Samuel Duvall of Henderson County, Kentucky. So this is Anne E. Cable's will. And here in the will, she says, between my 6 children now living by my beloved husband, Joseph Cable, deceased. So that shows her complete marriage to him. And she mentions made to the 3 eldest of them from their father's estate, say to John B. Cable, $1,000, to Robert B. Cable, $1,000, to Elizabeth R. Pollitt. It says, I give and bequeath to my son Robert B. Cable, an African-American named Fleming, in lieu of the man Billy, my son Samuel S., I believe that is, Duvall, an African-American boy named Solomon, and to my son Archibald B. Duvall, an African-American girl named Jane. And then here she shows the year, 1834, when she wrote the will. And that is the will of Annie Cable and her husband Joseph Cable.